Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Kageyama, and I'd like to welcome everyone here to be your own hero. No, I'm not at the beach, even though my virtual background has palm trees and everything. But my guest today, once again, is returning is Francesca Lanni, and she is from the island of Malta. So that's why I put this one up there. Uh, it is we are experiencing summer here in Texas. It's really hot. And what's really, we're learning new things about our new home every day. And we're also finding out that this is the bug capital of the United States. I mean, there are so many bugs here, and we're battling all these, they're bugs that I've never seen before. And so we are dealing with that, but it's all good. And even though it's very hot, we've got really terrific neighbors. We got a new neighbor moving in across the street today, and we're filming this, and it's just before 4th of July, so you'll be seeing this probably in sometime middle to late July. But things are really great. Oh, I want to mention this as well. Our Cancer Conquering Community, which was on Thursdays on the Clubhouse app, has now moved to Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern, and we are on Zoom. So everybody gets to see each other, and the response that we're getting so far is really, really tremendous. And we're going to be having speakers every other week. And so it's an exciting change for all of us. So hope that you can join us if you're interested in that. Send me a direct message or reach out to me on LinkedIn or post a something on YouTube. Just let me know, and I'll be sure to get you the Zoom link for those meetings. It's really, really great. And my thanks to our crew, Boyd Dunleavy, our main moderator, as well as John Brent and Jessica Wright and Dr. Gary. And we will probably have Melody Bellevue as well. So just look out for that. And if you're interested, just send me a message, please. But I don't want to delay this any further. And we have Francesca Lanni returning. So please, Francesca, please reintroduce yourself and let's get this conversation going because it's going to be really good.
Hi, Mark. Hi from Malta. It's really hot here too at the moment.
What is really hot?
It's really hot. I mean, it's about 36 degrees Celsius. So I don't know how it is in Fahrenheit there, but it's quite hot and humid.
Okay, I'll have to look it up because I don't know myself.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'll let you know if it compares to us
yeah.
because we're over 100. We've
Oh,
been over
okay. I'll
100.
have to look at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as mentioned in last interview we had, I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and it's now been 5 years that I've finished treatment and surgeries. So, I am. I picked up, the pieces of my life and started all over again, all over again. During my cancer period, I mean, because it lasted 10 years, obviously I had to change my life completely. The way my thoughts, I had to change them. And I strongly thought that when all this, period that I was battling cancer was over, I had to give back in some way. And
Let me back you up a little bit. What did you do to change your thoughts?
It's been hard. I mean, that has been the hardest part, for sure. obviously negative thoughts creep in all the time. Negative outcome of what you're doing is always there. You always think at the worst scenario while you're doing your treatments. So step by step, just taking, one day at the time. The day that I was feeling well, I was appreciating that day. I was spending lots of time in nature. That was very, very healing for me. So going by the sea, going in a park, I call it active meditation. I was just there with my thoughts, just looking at the beauty of nature that I had in front of me. That was helping me heal. And I was doing, yes, meditation, a lot of meditation, because I wanted to try to control my negative thoughts.
How long did you meditate?
I was doing that every day for about 15, 20 minutes, but sometimes even twice a day. Now I've continued this routine. I do it every day. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 10, 15, but I try to put that time for me, for myself every day, because it's really important. I have changed a lot as a person after controlling my thoughts. I mean, after, I wouldn't say controlling, after giving importance to some thoughts and not listening to other thoughts. This is what happened to me. So also having gratitude, because it's very difficult to find gratitude in life after you've spent 10 years in and out the hospital. I was angry for those years. Why was this happening to me? Why at such a young age? What did I do wrong? So I was angry, but doing meditation, calming my mind, feeling grateful for the life that I still had, and that I could see my children grow, and I could go short holidays and see something nice, going out for dinner. I mean, normality was amazing for me. So I appreciated my life, and gratitude helps a lot in appreciating what you have.
So at some point, what struck you when you changed your thoughts from why me to why not me? What was that transition like?
It was from thinking I was a victim of something, and actually I can say now that I am grateful for what happened to me, because I became a different person. I became a better person. I can tell this. I became a better person. I'm positive. I appreciate life. I enjoy moments. And I probably wasn't doing this before. I was, I wanted to reach, I don't know what. I was greedy with things and accumulating. Now
I was the same way. I understand exactly what you mean.
Now, I mean, I just, appreciate what I have. And I don't see myself as a victim anymore. I feel lucky to have had this switch in my life, because I see a lot of people around me that have their eyes completely covered with, I don't know, with superficial stuff, with things that they don't need, with emotions that they don't need. And I feel sorry for them, because they should, go beyond and see further what really it means to be alive and be healthy. That's, a lot of people don't even, they give for granted their health. But when you don't have, it's a different story.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. I mean, I call that sleepwalking through life. You know,
Yeah.
it's amazing how many cancer survivors and patients that I meet who say what you're saying. You know, you don't, and I was the same way. I did not appreciate the simple things. I was always searching for that something that I think we've been, like society has drilled into us. You need this, you need that.
Yeah, yeah.
You watch TV, and go on social media, you see all these people. And everybody, and a lot of people get caught up into that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we both know that that's not what is really important, right?
No. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about a couple of subjects we're discussing before we got on. So there's two things we want to talk about: the diagnosis and the proclamation by your doctor that you're in remission or NED. So what are your thoughts on the diagnosis? Because that is essentially the beginning of a person's cancer journey. What are your
Well,
thoughts?
the diagnosis was obviously, such a big shock that I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like, it's a very common reaction I learned, and I thought that they had somebody else's results. You got this wrong, I said. It can't be me. So
Nice try on that one.
yeah, yeah, yes. But yeah, it takes time to elaborate what you have. And I remember going to, soon as I got diagnosed, that I had to go with somebody at my doctor's appointment because I was not listening at all. I mean, I was there with my body, but my mind was not absorbing what the doctor was saying. So I remember getting out of the appointment, asking my husband or my friend, what did the doctor say? Because I did not hear. I mean, I didn't want to hear. It was a big shock. There is also a denial part. You refuse to hear things. And I was feeling good. I was feeling healthy. I didn't have anything apart from that lump on my breast. I mean, I didn't have any other symptoms.
And you brought up a great point about, you were in such a mental state that you weren't grasping what your doctor was saying. And so you did bring somebody. And that's very, very important because I think we as cancer patients, when we get that diagnosis, all we're thinking about is, hey, oh, how long am I going to live? How long do I have? And you're not listening to important details, and you could miss something. And by bringing somebody else with you, they can help you fill in the gaps and get things straight in your mind, because this is going to be one of the biggest fights of your life, if not the biggest fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Support is needed in these moments. It's not something you can, hospital appointments is one of the things that you cannot do by yourself. It's really important because sometimes even if you do, understand, but having two people there that, you can say, did I hear correctly? Am I going to do this? What did he say? What did you think? What do you think? What did you understand? It's so important in grasping the information, but also as an emotional support. It's very important to have somebody, because facing cancer, it's already a very lonely journey, even if you have people around. So having the emotional support, somebody next to you that you can share what you're going through with, is very, very important.
And it's also an important feature of element of healing, to share your journey,
Yeah.
what you're going through mentally with somebody who, is there in this case, who understands, because doing it by yourself is not healthy, because, all of a sudden your mind takes over, and negative thoughts can come in, and it makes the journey that much tougher. So that's great advice, to bring somebody and have them take, both of you take notes, and
Yeah.
make sure that you understand what is being told to you, because I think doctors tend to be on such a program thing that they're just spitting out facts, and you may miss something. So that is really an important thing to do, is to understand what is being told to you, because this is your life. This is an important
Yeah.
thing that they're talking about. That this is, your health is everything, absolutely everything. And how do we know? Because, at a point in our lives, we haven't had our health. And so it really helped, by getting the cancer diagnosis, it really helps you to put life in perspective and find out where you really are at.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you've had an incredible long journey. You've been, battling cancer for, is it 11
Yeah.
years now?
Yeah. 10 years. 10 years. Yes.
10 years? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's, fast forward now to when your doctor told you that you're in remission. What did they say, and what were your thoughts at that point?
Well, they said, Francesca, the treatment have ended for you, because radiation was the final part for me, because I had surgery at the beginning. You can go back to your normal life. And that is also, a very shocking sentence that you hear, because I remember leaving the hospital that day feeling, it was a weird sensation. What does that mean? Go back to your normal life. What is normal? um, I think remission is a period of recovery and hope, but the fear of recurrence is always there. So it's dealing with that feeling of recurrence that you need to control. So obviously, I didn't go back to my normal life. I didn't want to go back to my normal life. I've always, even while I was doing all the treatment and the surgeries and everything, I was always helping my body. I'm a curious person. So I was reading, I was researching, I was going through documents of doctors that did, researches or studies, or the latest studies, listening to books, of a more holistic approach to heal your body. So I maintained that way of living, obviously, afterwards, because it worked. It helped me heal when I wasn't feeling well. So that was going to be the way I was going to live now. And obviously, yes, I mean, a diet alone cannot guarantee that you will not have a recurrence. You need to change a lot of things of your life.
Like
And
what?
well, your thoughts are the most important thing. I mean, taking control of what you think and practicing mindfulness. I think that that's the most important part of healing and living actually of your whole existence. Because obviously you can support your body with the right nutrition. So I don't know, I was trying at the beginning to remove all the toxicities from, you know, chemotherapy and radiation, but then, you know, eating more berries that are antioxidant or more greens, fibers, but that remained my way of eating also now. And I see that it's beneficial for me. So remission, I don't know, it doesn't really mean much to me. It's just, it opened a new phase of my life. But unfortunately, nobody can, you know, guarantee you that, you know, you're not having a recurrence. This is, you know, something very hard to say, but it's true. So you need to make your body strong so you keep it well for a long time.
You've had a recurrence, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's, and I'm not wishing it on you again. So if you had another recurrence, what would be different in how you would approach it, or would there be a difference as far as what you would do?
Well, I I think that when I had the recurrence, I was in the very angry phase of my life. I was very stressed. I was having negative thoughts all the time. Now these thoughts, sometimes they come, but they go. They used to stay before.
Because you make them go.
Yes, yes. Before they stayed with me. I think that my mind was absorbing all this negativity that came from these thoughts. Now, obviously, I go to follow-ups and I don't always think that they're going to say something negative, because I go there and I had this fear before saying, okay, now they're going to tell me something bad, because I was getting one bad news after the other one, that I was really approaching these hospital follow-up in such a bad way. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not scared when I do these follow-ups, but my approach to them is a bit different. I go there saying, you know what? Maybe they say something good. Maybe they're not going to say something bad this time. Maybe they're going to say, you know, keep up, keep doing what you're doing because you're good and healthy. So I see that I'm facing all my follow-ups with more positivity and hope.
Great advice.
That made a big change.
That is really great. I love that. That is really great. So kind of shifting gears, you have two children, correct?
Yes, right.
How have you dealt with your cancer in relationship to them? Have you shared everything with them, or how have you handled that?
Well, they were very, very little. So I couldn't really explain exactly what was going on. But they were understanding that, you know, there were the days in which I was feeling unwell. They left me in my room, you know, they didn't call me, they didn't, you know, bother me, even though they needed me. They were 3 and 4. So they understood that there was something that, you know, was not going, you know, with their mom. When I shaved my hair, I remember my son shaved his hair together with me. I didn't obviously ask that, but he just, because I did it at home, he just took it and started shaving his hair too. So
Wow.
that's, I mean, now that they are bigger, I'm having conversations about this. But while I was actually going through all, the journey, the treatments and the surgeries, I couldn't really explain much to them. And also lots of surgeries that I had on my breast and the reconstruction that didn't work. And then I had another surgery and then they had to remove everything. So they'd also see my body change a lot. But they never really made me feel, like a different mom. They gave me my space, and now we're talking more about it because they're bigger, and I didn't want to force the situation. So it's very hard when you have little children, very hard, because on top of what you're going through, you have also the burden that you have responsibility towards little lives that depend on you. So my husband has been great in helping me with this. He actually took a period off work and was doing daddy, was doing mommy, was taking care of the house and everything, because I couldn't do that.
Wow, that's great. That is really terrific. So let's fast forward again. What do you do now?
Well, when I, started working after university, I was working in a bank. I thought it was a nice job. I mean, I liked it. But then after treatment, after everything, I didn't resonate with that world anymore. It was very clear to me that what happened for me was for a reason, also for helping others have a better life while they were going through an illness. And I started volunteering at a hospital, at oncology department, just keeping company to the people that were doing chemotherapy. That was the way for me to help them, because a lot of people were there alone, were there for many hours. And I was just, telling them my story, what I did, what helped me, just giving advice and just talking a bit, helping them to pass the time. Then I was introduced to a coaching course by a friend and decided to go for it. I mean, I signed up to the International Coaching Academy, and it was an amazing journey. Very, very powerful. I mean, I loved it. And then when at the end of the studies, we had to do a presentation and decide what our niche would be, it was very clear for me that I wanted to be a health and wellness coach, to help other people, because I saw there was this gap, somebody to talk with that is not your family, because a lot of time you cannot speak freely with your family because they are in pain too, they are suffering. So you cannot really share your thoughts with them because you want to keep them away from them. So I thought, okay, now this is my mission. I really consider it a mission now to help others. And it's amazing how really you can help others to have a better life, to make them change their thoughts, because that's what helped me. But I had to do everything on my own. I really couldn't speak with anybody. I didn't want to bring more pain to my family with my thoughts. But I didn't have a coach. So this is what I do now. And it makes me feel good. And so I'm not only helping other people, but it's healing for myself too. I find it therapeutic to help other people because it it makes me feel that I'm doing something good for somebody else, and I am giving back for the fact that, I am still here, I'm still, living, I'm still healthy, and there must be a reason for this, and this is my reason.
Awesome. Uh, can you share with us, with our audience about the fashion show that
Yes.
you were involved with?
Yes, so recently I took part for the third time, for the third year, in a fashion show. It's in a survivor fashion show, and it's a very emotional event. Even if I've done that for 3 times now, it's still very emotional to take part in it. It's not about clothing and style. I mean, it's just on a side there is clothing and style, but obviously the main reason is um, to show resilience, to show empowerment, to ask for community support also, as it's a fundraising event. It's a platform to celebrate life, and also we want to promote body positivity, because we want to go over the conventional beauty standards, but emphasize that beauty can come in all forms and in all sizes and all stages of life. So the body of a woman changes a lot. So not everybody feels confident in showing how it changes, but it's such an inspiring story, and the true beauty of a person comes out. So it's been amazing to take part, and I'm taking this active role in the community, because we need more of these empowering events for women who have gone through a disease, because it's a boost of confidence that they need. Show that there is beauty, and not in the conventional way we think. So it's really an amazing experience.
How many people were involved in this?
Well, it was a big event. I mean, we were 20 cancer survivors taking part. We had a very large audience of 600 people. That consider Malta standard, it's quite a big audience. And
Wow.
everything, obviously we have photographers, the come there for free, everything is given to us. We sell the tickets, and this goes to the community that is part of helping women that are going through a cancer diagnosis, with activities, with support to themselves and with the family. So it's really a good event to raise money and awareness.
Fantastic. Was the news there, and
Yeah, there was the
newspapers,
new.
and
Yes, there was photographers in the news, and it's a big event. It's a big event.
wow, that's great. I love that. I love that. In fact, I'm well. I'll try, what I'm going to try to do is post that as your thumbnail of the
Yeah,
video,
okay,
if I can
okay,
make it everything fit and
okay.
everything like that. So I have one last question for you.
Yes.
Over this past weekend, my family and I were scrolling through Netflix to find a movie to watch, and we saw this movie I'd never heard of. Uh, my daughter is a big Dennis Quaid fan, and so I said, "Hey, I've never even heard of this movie. I've never seen it." And she goes, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, but it has Dennis Quaid." I said, "Okay, let's watch it." And the movie is called I Can Only Imagine. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Let me write it down. Yes.
It was absolutely incredible. I mean, it was like, Wow, what a fantastic movie. And it had a cancer patient who was the father. But the story is about the number one Christian music song of all time and how it came to be. And it was, and Amy Grant's in the movie, Dennis Quaid. It was an absolutely incredible movie. I mean, I was just like, I was like, I needed like 2 boxes of Kleenex because it was such a great movie. So my question for you is what is your favorite movie and why?
Well, I can tell you something that I watched over the weekend that I don't know if it's my favorite. I watched it with my children and it kept me thinking for a lot of time. And it's actually the cartoon Inside Out too. I
Okay.
don't, yeah. It's amazing because it talks about, I don't know if you've heard about it. It's
No,
the
I
second
haven't.
part of a cartoon that was done, but it says that it's for children, but it's for all kind of audience. It talks about emotions and how you cannot appreciate joy if you don't experience sadness, how you can deal with anxiety, and everything is done so perfectly and it's so told beautifully that children can understand in a very clear and simple way, but it's very powerful that I was really struck by, what I was hearing. So I this just came in my mind when you said, something. It's the most recent one, but I really kept me thinking, and I think it's something that, everybody should see, not just children. It's an amazing cartoon.
Wow, that's great. In fact, I want to, we
Yeah,
have
no,
enough
no.
time this week and I'm going to
Yes,
definitely check
yes.
it out. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for that. Thank you so much, Francesca.
Thank you, Mark.
It was just a wonderful time. I always enjoy talking with you, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and your experience with everyone. And thank you, everyone out there, for joining us here at To Be Your Own Hero. Please like, subscribe, make a comment in the comments section, and hopefully you are having a fantastic day and have a fantastic week. And we will see you next week on To Be Your Own Hero. Thank you very much.